Hi, Tom Patterson with Flying. We're talking with Michael Schofield, Director of Marketing at Dynon Avionics. Mike, thank you for joining us. Your aviation background runs deep, but so does your tech background. I see you're a pilot with a computer science degree from Rutgers. Can you share with us a little bit from a personal standpoint how you first got interested in flying and then how that guided your path to Dynon?
Yeah, I've been a flying and space nut since I was a kid. As you said, I went to Rutgers, got a computer science degree, started my career at Microsoft, stayed there for just a little while, and then realized I really wanted to get into aviation, but I still had a passion for technology. Microsoft was in the Seattle area, and I started looking around what's in the aviation space and the technology space. And back in 2005, when I joined Dynon, I'm an old timer. The Dynon was the only really affordable avionics leader and was doing awesome things with technology. So that really led me to Dynon. Wasn't a pilot at that time, quickly got my pilot's license after, and these days I fly a Glass Air Sportsman with a bunch of other Dynon people that we have a flying club together.
That's so cool. So I know that Dynon has a really rich, interesting history in its 20 years, as a company, starting out with products for experimental aircraft, developing the AOA pitot probe, which led to the EFIS, Electric Flight Instrument System series, which, from what I understand, even went into space with Virgin Galactic. Can you tell us a little bit more about the company history?
Yeah, I mean, you basically you nailed it. You did your homework. Our company was founded by John Torode. He's a serial semiconductor entrepreneur. I don't want to call it a retirement project, but he had just sold a company to Cypress Semiconductor, and he decided to hire a bunch of college interns and recent grads and began development, just having fun, of, as you said, what was originally an angle of attack pitot probe, which then they decided to build an entire instrument around, and that was the original EFIS D10A. That's in many thousands of aircraft, which was the original thing that we certified with EAA.
That's really cool. So you mentioned that Dynon traditionally has focused on products for home builds and light sports, and I know you're releasing some new software for experimentals. Did you want to talk about that a little bit? I'm kind of interested in it.
Yeah, one of the things we've had is a pretty regular cadence improving our products. So, the Skyview product line came out in 2009 and Skyview HDX, a few years ago. And we've been adding to that ever since. So what we're about to release in the coming weeks is wireless transfer of charts, plates, airport diagrams from the FlyQ mobile app. FlyQ is an app by Seattle Avionics. They're one of our data partners. For years, you've been able to put those charts on our systems through an affordable $119 a year subscription. But what you had to do is you had to bring a USB stick to a computer and then bring it to the display. With this upgrade in 16.2, you'll be able to just beam it over from their FlyQ mobile app. And then the other big thing in this software support is an improved twin engine monitoring capability. We've had twin engine monitoring capabilities for some time now, but it had a limitation in that each engine had to be displayed on a single display. So this improves that so that you can combine two engines onto one display page. And then we even have some new engine widgets like you would see in traditional analog gauges where you have split needles that move on a single gauge. And so that'll really improve the usability and the pilot experience for twin engine pilots. And then that'll be coming as well to our certified twins, the Beechcraft Baron and the Piper Seneca in the short future.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. As a matter of fact, I think we have a photo here of what the HDX product looks like in a certified twin-engine Piper Seneca. So congratulations to Dynon on that. Does this signal a new direction for Dynon for future growth into certified aircraft?
Yeah, essentially, we grew. Our historical success has been in the home-built market. We're in 25,000 plus aircraft in experimental and light sport aircraft. And then a few years ago, we wanted to certify for a long time because there's a lot of legacy aircraft that still need affordable upgrades. We couldn't really find a path at first. The traditional TSO, your instruments path wasn't really going to work for us. for our size. The FAA kept saying, just propose something, propose something. We broke the ice with EAA when we certified the EFIS D10A, which was the original 10-in-1 instrument that we've sold for many years. That was then the catalyst to get us on a different certification path with FAA that doesn't use that traditional TSO means of compliance. We then certified that full HDX system into first Cessna 172, then the Beechcraft Bonanza 35 series, and then nearly 600 models of piston single aircraft, which what we call an approved model list, and then to kind of, well, in part to kind of grow our capability and to show that we're serious, we then went after a twin, which was the Piper Seneca, and there'll be more twins coming, and then from here forward, what we've discovered is that since Skyview HDX is an integrated system that can do just about everything in the aircraft, the one thing that people really want, it really makes the sale and it really adds to the capability, the safety enhancing capabilities, and the pilot delight is an autopilot. So we have a full-featured 3-axis with yaw damper autopilot, and what we need to do now is certify that model by model. Unlike approving, let's say, nearly 600 models at once, because most piston single aircraft are the same, with the autopilot, you do have to do loads analysis. You have to build brackets, installation instructions. So you have to go model by model, and that's what we're focusing on the certified side of things. And yes, to answer your question, that is where a lot of our future growth is going to be coming from.
So in general, when people think of Dynon, I mean, what should they think of? What sets Dynon apart from its competitors?
Historically, it's been affordability. And, we took panels of avionics that simply weren't available to call it like low-end general aviation, and if you could get them, they would be like $100,000. And we took that and we turned that down to like 10-20% of that. With Skyview HDX in particular, which is kind of the flagship and what we're selling into both home-built and certified, the user interface is just phenomenal. You have a fully touchified screen system. You can do everything with buttons and knobs as well. So, in GA aircraft in turbulence, your arm is outstretched here. It's not like you're typing on a computer or have your iPad or phone in your hand. So it is important that you have a tactile and responsive user interface. And then the other thing that we've always focused on, and we're going to be doing so increasingly, is a focus on ease of installation. With home builders, a lot of people are building the first thing they've ever built. Most people aren't engineers or even technicians. Today's home builder is actually a lot different than like 30, 40 years ago's home builder, where people want advanced kits, quick build kits, and that extends to the avionics. And so we've always had, things like prefabricated harnesses. On Skyview, we have what we call Skyview Network, where these plug-and-play harnesses that you just kind of you buy them, you don't have to build them. And then going forward, we're going to be, in fact, in the coming weeks, we're going to be releasing a slew of mounting trays and kits that really help installation. And then on the experimental side, we have our sister company, Advanced Flight Systems. They have a whole line of their AF5000 EFIS systems, which is similar to Skyview HDX. They also have a product called Advanced Panel. What an Advanced Panel is we build you a panel with the avionics in it. Everything's all configured. Plug-and-play harnesses even more so than the ones that we already sell. And then we ship that to you, ready to go in your aircraft. So that focus on ease of installation is really a hallmark for us. That's even going to help, not the Advanced Panel product directly, but the ethos is going to help our certified installers, because even though they're pros, they want to get through aircraft. They want to crank through aircraft so they can install, get to the next guy and keep doing it. So if we can make installation faster for them and more affordable for our customers, everybody wins.
That's super interesting, Mike. I also wanted to talk about inspiration and dreaming and wish lists, because the inspiration is the first part that leads to the actual construction of whatever products people are creating today. And in general, personally, as a pilot, I wanted to ask you, what data set would be most valuable in every pilot's instrument panel that maybe isn't available in every instrument panel now? Like, would it be angle of attack? Would it be envelope protection or weather data or traffic data? Have you given any thought to that?
We're from Seattle, so our answer to that is usually like soon your avionics will make espresso. So we think that's the future avionics. You know, when I think about what is the thing that a pilot needs in their arsenal, there isn't just one thing. There's kind of like a Swiss cheese approach both to functionality and safety. You know, angle of attack is great. It helps in the terminal environment. My personal opinion is you actually want angle of attack audibly and in a progressive way. Our products do that, which is great, so that if something is going wrong, in the base to turn to final, if you've gotten a little behind the airplane, you get that enunciation. So angle of attack is really important. Synthetic vision, for that environment, synthetic vision is another thing which is super helpful with situational awareness. The data already proves out that just having like any map on board, which any system, including ours, has, is going to prevent controlled flight into terrain. And so all of these things sort of stack up. We're happy that we have something that provides all of them at once. And so it's really kind of all of the above. And then probably you would say, what don't you have in the product? And we're a little bit cagier about that. We don't like to give away our future product roadmap.
Yeah, well, that's smart. That makes sense. And it's fun to think about what the future holds, and I can't wait to see what comes next from Dynon. Thanks so much for your time. Michael Schofield of Dynon Avionics. I appreciate your time and you being with us, and thank you for watching. I'm Tom Patterson with Flying.